Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube. I'm your host, Mr. Prime Real Estate, Ric Davis.
And I'm your host, the Texas Real Estate King, LarryWBrooks.
Every week, the King and I will provide you exclusive access to our network of lenders, investors, and real estate professionals from both the commercial and residential real estate sectors.
Now, are you millionaire minded? Or maybe you're a millionaire in the making. Make sure that you subscribe so you can get connected to the network. And always remember, the Prime Real Estate Network, where millionaires are in the making.
Create wealth for generations.
Are you ready to engage in some powerful real estate fun? Because tickets are officially on sale for the HAR Engage Conference.
This year's conference promises an enlightening experience as industry leaders and experts unite to share their insights on the real estate industry, technology, and many other topics.
Whether you're just getting started in real estate in your real estate journey, or if you're a seasoned pro, HAR Engage has something for everyone. Plus, with countless networking opportunities, you connect with tons of like-minded real estate professionals.
So don't wait. Grab your tickets now before they sell out. Head over to har.com/engage to secure your spot at the hottest real estate event of the year. We can't wait to see you there.
No way.
Real estate agents. Are you ready to take your career to new heights with a brokerage that puts you first? At Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, we offer something no one else does, a powerful money-back guarantee. We believe in our support so much that if you don't close a transaction within 90 days, we'll refund every dollar you've paid to us. And if a year goes by and you still haven't closed, we'll even refund your payments to HAR, MLS, and Supra. Your success is our priority. At Brooks & Davis, you're not just joining a brokerage, you're becoming part of a community that's dedicated to your growth. Whether you're a licensed agent ready to elevate your career, or you're on your way to earning your license, we've got a place for you. Visit the website on the screen today to learn more. Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, your trusted partner in real estate.
What's up, Prime Real Estate Network listeners? It's your man, LarryWBrooks, aka the Texas Real Estate King. Hey, when you get a moment, go ahead and go over to shoplwb.com. You can see the Pure Hustle merchandise that we have over there, some of our newer items that we have in stock, and of course, I got all the books that I've authored. I'd love for your support. You have a great day.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network Live. I'm your host, Ric Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I invite you to do so at Prime Real Estate Ric. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, you can reach me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Ric. As always, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this Thursday, just like it is every week here on Prime Real Estate Network Live. Those checking us out in person here at Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, I ask you all to go to the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube, smash that subscribe and like button. If you're watching us live on YouTube or Facebook, get involved in today's show. You can leave myself or the Texas Real Estate King a relevant real estate question in the comments section. And you never know, we may very well be able to answer your question on today's show. I want to thank my co-host for spending some time, taking some time to sit in with us this week. I want to introduce him to our audience. He is not only a highly successful real estate broker, he's a multi-time author, serial entrepreneur, the proud proprietor of the Pure Hustle clothing brand and Texas high school football enthusiast. I want to introduce him to the audience, and I want to thank him and introduce the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. What's going on?
Yo, Texas high school football enthusiast, huh?
I mean, what, bro? It's been, what, 3-4 seasons since you missed a Friday?
I mean, you're right, man. It's locked in. Friday or Thursday, man. Every consistent, no doubt.
Hey, man, you probably had nachos at every stadium in H-Town, man. So who got the best stadium snacks in the world of the Texas Real Estate King? Is there any particular stadium that you give props to for having the livest nachos that you've had recently?
Oh, man, I tell you what, man, the Frito pies at Freedom Field, which is the home field for the Manville, man, listen, man, hands down.
That Frito pie go fun and go fair, brother.
Best out there. That's that. It's hands down. Ain't nobody else can touch it. I done seen them all. I'm just telling you, that's where the best one at.
Hey, now look, I do think that'll be really live if we can start chiming in on Friday nights and rating the food at different stadiums. Because I'm going to tell you, that's one of the highlights of going to these high school games is getting them old school Frito pies and popcorns and sour pickles and watching football on Friday. Right. So big, huge shout out to everybody over there at Freedom Field, because I know a lot goes into preparing the food for everybody who comes to the games, man. So outside of football, man, what's been going on in the world of the Texas Real Estate King?
Not much, man. You know, just still excited about the Engage conference that's taking place here in October. You know, October is a dear month to you and I because it's our birthday month. So for those of you that are out there, you know, continue to go out and support your guy. You know, I got the books on sale. I'm doing a bundle deal, 40 books for all 4 books, man. It's a birthday thing. So I ain't asking you to, you know, just give me them for free, but I want to pour back into you because I know the vision that I put inside of these books for you. So with that being said, that'll be some great birthday love, man. But I'm just excited, man. October is just one of those months that for those that are in business or entrepreneurship, it's the month that everybody usually starts to knock out their planning and strategies for 2025. So October is like that pivotal month of the start of the last quarter that, you know, kind of propels your business or propels prepares you to the next level. So, you know, that's one of the most amazing things about October. And it says a lot to the guests that we have on today as well. So, yeah, man.
Oh, no, absolutely, man. I appreciate you for sharing that because, you know, as we get into this fourth quarter of 2024, this is where, to your point, a lot of the planning, preparation for 2025 gets started. If you're a real estate professional, if you're currently studying for your real estate license and you don't really have a strong idea of where 2025 is going to take you professionally, reach out to myself, reach out to Mr. Brooks, reach out to someone over at Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, become an affiliate, and we can give you an idea of what we're doing here for our family here at our brokerage and try to set you up on a foundational path to the success you want in 2025. Look, man, you know, we're at the part of the show where I like to give you an opportunity to talk a little bit about this week's guest, how we were introduced and what links we had to go to gain their commitment to sit in with us. So can you tell our audience a little bit about this week's guest and how you were able to get them to commit to being interviewed on our show?
Yeah, man. You know, here's the exciting thing about this, because when I see today's guest, man, I get excited because before I was the Texas Real Estate King, and before he was doing the line of work he was doing, the thing that we were just kids that loved sports and were very good at them at a young age. And so, man, just being able to have him on as a guest, seeing him recently with doing a lot over in Alvin and then with the school district over there, as well as in his business growth, just through this time of just life, not only have we had a chance to grow in sports and, you know, go and play the collegiate and have a great time doing that, but just watching our entrepreneurship journey and things like that after we became professionals and got back here in the city of Houston together, man. So, you know, just having him here today is an honor and a pleasure. That's why when I talked about the fourth quarter, this is the type of information that people is going to need going into their fourth quarter, their fourth season of this year and getting ready for their strategies for 2025. But not only that, man, he's just been a great, amazing friend, just watching him grow, the family grow, just for many years, man. It always touches a sweet spot when you can have a conversation with someone that knew you before you was who you are. You know, it's that kind of life, man. So not only that, he cut from the same cloth when it comes from the brothers of the 1911, the KA side. What can I say, baby?
Nah, we would have been remiss if we didn't mention that today's episode is one of those special red light special editions of the Prime Real Estate Network Live. I want to take some time to introduce this week's guest. This fine gentleman is not only an honorable member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, he's also an insurance and wealth expert, businessman, and entrepreneur. I want to thank him so much for sitting in on the Prime Real Estate Network Live, and I'd like to introduce our audience, Mr. Albert Johnson III. How are you?
What's going on, good brothers?
How you doing, AJ, man? Appreciate you, my guy. How you been?
Yes, sir. Happy to be here with y'all, man. I've been following y'all's journey for years now, man, and it's impressive. And I'm proud of y'all, man, and all the work that we all doing, for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, Larry, you just mentioned how far back AJ goes back and all this kind of stuff. So now that we have him, how does it make you feel to have Mr. AJ sitting in with us on the show, man, in his office, and we get ready to talk business, life, and everything success?
Hey, man, it feels good. Here's the thing. We knew each other before cell phones, baby. So listen.
Come on, man.
Before we had all these distractions in this world. You know what I'm saying? All that. Back when we had apps. Stop playing.
Yeah.
Hey, AJ, you know what? As I think about this, who did you do? Who did you run summer track with?
Houston Express.
Houston Express.
Yeah. Track Houston Express. We put a couple people together from Yates and Sterling, and where we picked a few here and there, and we kind of we was the first ones to come out in bodysuits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there you go.
Susan Hills. Shout out to Miss Sue watching. I know she watching. She was the first one to put us out there in bodysuits back in 92, 93.
Man, I was wondering because I know most of that Willow Ridge area had the Wings that were doing their thing over there. So that's why I couldn't remember.
Yeah. We kind of all started with the Wings, and then it just got we had a couple people that we just plucked and picked, and you know how it is. We practiced at TSU on the south side and most cities somewhere. But nah, man, some good times, man. Good times indeed, for sure.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Now look, man, it's kind of cool because you and AJ have such a long and lengthy background of knowing each other, but I want to make sure that for those in the audience who meet AJ for the first time, we give him an opportunity to represent fully, because all those proud alums from Willow Ridge High School in Houston, Texas would be like, whoa, we got to give my man a chance to stand up. So first things first, AJ, could you introduce yourself, man, your company, where you're from, man, and how and why people in our audience should get to know Mr. AJ Johnson?
Man, again, I appreciate y'all having me. Albert Johnson III, but everybody that knows me from way back in Mo City, I'm AJ, and I'm just AJ from the Ridge. I went to the greatest high school in the land. You know what I mean? Everybody wanted to be a Willow Ridge Eagle, and although whatever your perception is of Willow Ridge to this day, it don't beat Willow Ridge in the 80s and the 90s. So I'm thankful for my parents to establish roots in Mo City, Texas. My mother is still in the same house, so we do that. But man, I started my company right at the end of my playing days. Left Willow Ridge, went to SMU, got blessed with the opportunity to play professional football, and just been betting on myself my entire life. And this opportunity came up, and I just never looked back, man. I'm in the business of helping people and try to help people protect the assets and build the assets that they work hard for. And I do it every day, and I hadn't looked back since 2000. It'd be 20 years in April of next year. So I enjoy it.
Man.
AJ, I want to thank you for sitting in. And one of the reasons why I was so excited when Larry let me know that you were able to spend some time with us this week is because a lot of times in the insurance space, especially as an entrepreneur and a businessman, you do so much educating the public. And I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about one of the more powerful hashtags and taglines that I've seen in the insurance space. And that's one that you originated, where it's no barbecue place. So could you just, for our audience, AJ, talk about that moniker, what motivated you to start that movement, and why it's so important for you to get that message out to the Black and brown community?
Hey, it's no secret about why I did it. And we all see it, man. We face unfortunate circumstances sometimes at the untimely death of a family member, a loved one, a friend. We've all got, I got classmates that are no longer with us, and we never planned it. We in that dash of our life right now. But with all the knowledge and the wealth of information that we have at our fingertips, like Larry said, we've been knowing each other before cell phone, but now we got access to information at the tip of our fingertips, and there's something you can do about the circumstances that you are in. And I just try to get people to avoid fish fries and barbecue plates and brisket sales and all this, man, when we got to put somebody in the ground, because let's be honest, you can't cook enough brisket, man, to settle the final expenses on somebody, man. And then if you're really cooking it, you ain't seasoning the brisket, man. The catfish ain't really fried like it's supposed to be fried, man. Ain't nobody do the beans right. So I'm trying to start, man, no barbecue plates, man, because we have things in this industry and you can do something about your circumstances to avoid that those situations. Yeah.
You know, to add to that too, AJ, because I think about this quite oftenly, especially in the generation that we in now. It doesn't take a lot to put something in place so that you're not worried about that stress. And the biggest part about it is that you want to be able to peacefully grieve, this person. But if you're trying to find a way to raise money in order to, put them in the ground, that's a whole nother stress. And you can see that coming with the time. Now, I remember, someone could pass away on a Monday and we'd be putting them in the ground on Sunday of that week. Now that thing gets stretched out months. People trying to raise the money in order to do it. I didn't even know you can keep a body that long, but that gets stretched out months. But just to kind of add what you say, I totally agree. We get to seeing these GoFundMes, all these things pop up, and we got to have vehicles in place. We know that this is an opportune time, man, to do it. So when I saw that moniker, like Rick said, I said it just makes sense. I think about it day in and day out. You want to be able to properly grieve, and you can't do that if you're thinking about the finances, not only of that particular day of putting them in the ground, but how things are going to work when it comes to the house and the car and all of those other things later too. So I definitely agree.
Look, I seen our people at Papados. Papados went up on the prices. A couple hours at Papados to take care of a few life policies. You know what I mean? And I seen us at Essence Festival and all that. So we have the opportunity to take care of this, and the cost of not doing it far outweighs the cost of securing your family. So who can take off from work? Who gonna season the brisket? Who gonna go get the plates, right? Who gonna set up the function, right? Wants to do this, right? Like you said, you want to at least be able to grieve without the pressure, the burden of what you have to do to kind of bring it to finality.
And I want to thank you so much for sharing the message, because what's so powerful about what you and Larry are expressing is that when I was a younger person, a young adult, I remember the insurance presentations I had from members of my family who may have been in the insurance profession, other businessmen who may have seen that I had a need, and they would break down how relatively affordable covering and insurance coverage could be. To your earlier point, AJ, it's as simple as taking off that one night where you eat out a month to get it squared away. So I want to make sure we implore everyone in our audience to keep that in mind. And if they are not insured or underinsured, to reach out to AJ today to get a consultation and have him explain to you how even right now in 2024, coverage is even more affordable than it may have been in the past. And you'd be surprised how rarely things get more affordable over time as opposed to more expensive. So it's almost a great hedge against inflation. So That's also something that I've noticed in my studies, and also talking to people like you, AJ, that sell insurance products.
You guys just celebrate you. We got birthday month in October. Mine is in November. We're not going to be no younger than we are right now, right?
Right there.
Health issues come up, and we use a simple line in my. It don't cost you anything to talk to somebody, at least in our agency and in my firm. But people always think you need this massive amount of wealth and assets, and they're embarrassed to kind of share where they are. But I'm gonna use what you have, and we're gonna start where you are. You know what I mean? And everybody's picture is painted differently, but you have to be okay with that. And like Rick said, we're gonna build from there, but you have to start. And so many times we're afraid to start just because we think we're so behind the 8 ball. We think we can't do anything about what you hadn't done the past 10, 15, 20 years. What we can do is do something about today and going forward. And you spoke about the presentations, Rick. We got to do a better job in our households of talking to our kids about real life issues, right? Because if you don't, they're going to learn it from somebody else, right? I think when we grew up, our parents talked to us. They told us about the do's and don'ts. And if not, the streets was going to tell us, right? And now, not only will the streets tell us, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok is going to tell our kids if we don't tell them right from wrong, right? And so we have to be able to have real life conversation. What's going to happen if mom and daddy don't come home tonight? What's going to happen if uncle passes away? Because it's real life, and they can't be shocked when it does. It's a difficult conversation. Don't get me wrong. It's a difficult conversation. but it's a much better conversation and outcome when you prepare the people that's going to have to take care of it, right? Our kids know, and it was tough, and we ease them into it. You don't have to do it all in one night and over dinner, but you ease into it. And you say, hey, do you know about this? Or when somebody passed away, do you realize what happened? Do you understand that, right? Well, how does this work? My son in the 5th grade, Daddy, how do they take, what happens when you put somebody in the casket? You can't be afraid to have those conversations because it's real life, right? And they're going to have to take care of us one day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you need to let them know how to do this.
That's right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Now,
So AJ, I was wondering what got you into the the insurance space back when you got started 20 years ago? Was it like what jump started that to you? What was it that you saw that was like, you know what, I see a fit for me here? Because once you got into it, you were all over the place with it. So I was kind of wondering what got you into that journey.
Man, you'd be surprised, man. When I started playing ball, I was looking at franchises and all this other kind of stuff that everybody does, right? You wanted, but I'm not a sandwich maker. I wasn't in all that, but I didn't understand the business aspect of it at that point. And really, man, I had family members that tell me, take a look at this, take a look at insurance. I'm like, man, I'm not selling no insurance, right? Because you think about the presentations that you had when you was little, somebody come tell you with a briefcase and tell you folks about the insurance and sign this, and they'll be back in a couple of weeks with the policy. But as I dove into it, man, it was a low cost of entry, right? A lot of training I was okay with. I can go pass a test and take an exam, certifications and all that kind of stuff. So I looked at all that. Man, I started out of my house with my cell phone and my briefcase. I still got my briefcase right there. And I bet on myself every day, and I had to learn. I learned every day. But at the end of the day, I'm just providing a service, right? And I'm trying to help people. Insurance just happens to be the product. And I can't control the rates. I can't control if you had an accident. I can't control if your roof is 15 years old. All I can do is provide sound advice. And I try to do that every day, 10 or 15 times a day, over and over again, man. And I just didn't look back. Yeah.
One of the most powerful things about your story, AJ, is that you found a lane and have been consistent to it. So through being a great businessman, entrepreneur, educator, mentor, you've been able to set your family up on a path to create generational wealth through insurance as a vehicle and as a business that you founded. One of the great things about what you do is that you also talk to clients about how they can use insurance products as a means to ensure prosperity and create generational wealth. One of the things that Larry and I feel like is underreported is how insurance products have been used throughout history to put families and propel them to a prosperous state that they weren't in or may not have been in through previous generations. So could you just go over that aspect for the members of our audience that have life insurance policies, that have burial coverage, but are looking for different investment vehicles to take their family's net wealth to that next level?
Look at, man, the Rockefellers been doing it for years. Generation after generation. And it's frustrating to see these ain't proprietary products, right? We all have access to them. It's just whoever's name you want on the paper, when you get one of them issued. They all come in something like this. So it just, whose name do you want on the paper when you go get this thing done? Life insurance, obviously, it's insurance first, and it's a contract. You have to be insurable, and that's why I talked about we're not going to be any younger than what we are today. But within these policies, if you have ability to fund a policy in a way that can generate cash value for you 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line, man, that's one of the best vehicles you can use for tax-free income, right? It's not a taxable asset. And it belongs to you. And here's the toughest conversation and the hardest thing for people to realize. One of the best gifts we can give to our children is a cash value life policy. Imagine talking to your family about protecting their future, right? And you purchase a policy on a 5, 10, 15, 17-year-old, right? And you can put $200 a month in it, $300 a month in it, $400 a month in it. The cost of insurance might only be $50, $150 a year, right? That policy is going to stay the same for the rest of their life. And now when they look up when they're 30 and 40 years old, they may have a down payment that they can pull out of that life policy where they don't have to go borrow, right? On top of borrowing, they can pull that cash out real quick, put the down payment down, or go buy a cash car, or go renovate a property if they get inherited mama's or big mama's house or somebody like that. They have cash at their disposal that they can go pull, and it won't affect any of their lifestyle right now. But we have to be able to listen and trust people, right? You got to be able to trust people. You got to do your research. And I'm not in this to everybody know. Y'all know me, man. We 20, 30 years in this. I'm not in this to hustle nobody. I sleep good at night. You know what I mean? And like I said, these products aren't proprietary. You can do anything I talk about. You can go get it at the tip of your fingertips online. But you need to be able to talk to somebody and have real conversations with them, because you can set yourself up. There's no excuse. There's no excuse, especially in today's world, for people not to have. And I get it. There's unfortunate circumstances. Health issues prevent you from being insurable. Well, that don't stop you from contributing to a mutual fund, right? Yeah. Or a money market account or a CD, right? If you can't get life insurance, you can go do something else. If you got excess money, if you got 4 or 5 siblings and one person can't contribute $150 a month for a policy, all of y'all can put in 20 or 30, right? And get that policy. So we got to work together in that aspect, because I promise you, that's what everybody else is doing. And it's no secret. And that's why they happy. They celebrating when somebody passed away, because now the house is paid for, right? They can rebuild that house in the middle of Bel Air, right? Yeah. With no right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Nah, that's the truth, man. I've sat in rooms and have heard that conversation many times, and just when I was younger, I didn't get it, right? 30 years ago, I didn't get it. But as I've gotten more seasoned, been able to build some things myself, I definitely understand that conversation and how it plays out a lot clearer now. And how some people they can clearly mourn, and then next thing you know, you just see the growth and the success that comes behind that. Yeah. So it speaks to exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
I'm gonna be real with you right here, and I didn't know whose policy this was. I'm not gonna say the name, but we got a 47-year-old, $150,000 30-year term, $88 a month. Come on, man. Come on, and I'm not making this up. I just pulled it out of the paper. So this ain't no excuse. I'm 88 at Papa though before my meal hit the table. That's $1,000 and a beverage.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And I'm not being funny, but it's real talk.
Yeah,
it's real talk. And so you can't. I'm not buying no raffle tickets to put nobody. I'm not buying the 4-wheeler. Yeah. I'm not buying no barbecue plate.
Yeah.
When you come in, because we could have done something about it.
Yeah. Right. And I'm gonna speak to that. I'm gonna even add to those of you that are out there that are taking part and listening to the podcast and checking us out on YouTube. Even if you're in the entrepreneur space and you're in a partnership, this is something that you and your partner need to have in place. And again, these are numbers. Me and Mike put one of these in place. Me and Mike been together 17 years, almost 17 years now. We put one of these in place 17 years ago. So this is something that y'all need as well, because you don't want to have to stress about how you're going to pay your bills in your business, 3 months down the line if your partnership or your partner passes away some kind of way. So you need to have something in there like this in place too. So I need y'all not to just bypass and feel like it's just for, if I'm me and my family. This is something that you as a business owner need to have in place too. I sit in rooms all the time and we get the conversation of what does the lineage look like if one of the brokers pass away in the office. Yep. And so I have to play these things out and play these and understand the vehicle, because I understand what change looks like. So for those of you that are out there that are in the entrepreneur space, this is something that you need to have in place for your business and your partnerships as well.
Hey, the church has got it on the pastor.
That part, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on now.
It's a reason.
I'm just being real. I've been in this space. I said, man, y'all putting the policy on the pastor. What's good? Oh, pastor ain't here no more. What? Yeah. Them ties gonna stop coming, ain't it?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So we got to make
AJ, you mentioned something earlier, man, and I just wanted to touch on it because I think it's so important, especially with Larry and I having the luxury of interviewing so many business owners. Yeah. There's been some common threads that lead to success. You mentioned when you retired from football and you were deciding how to transition professionally, you conferenced with your family. Yeah. And your family gave you some ideas. So that leads to one of the questions that Larry and I like to ask every week. Of those members of your family, was there anyone in particular that was a business owner or entrepreneur who served as an example or kind of like a catalyst to give you the motivation needed to trailblaze down this path of entrepreneurship?
Yeah, man, I remember my dad used to always talk about my grandfather, his father, at the dry cleaning business they had in Baltimore. And after school, they would have to go clean clothes and put buttons on. And, I knew how to sew a button on a deal at the house. We used to take home economics. You know what I mean? Like we used to be able to do that kind of stuff. But he used to talk about that all the time. After school, he would have to go do it. After practice, after school, have to go help the family business. And I didn't really know what it meant at the time, but I remember hearing him say that. And that was times that they spent together and they worked through it. And that was how they were provided for, right? And never really talked to my grandfather at length about it, but my dad, to this day, he'll still have fond memories of it. And I just knew if I was going to do something, I wanted to bet on myself, because I can run it in the ground by myself, right? But I know every day I'm gonna try to get a little bit better and just build on it. And that's what I've done. But that did give me that stuck in my mind when I thought about getting into this and pushing through it. Cause now, and y'all can attest to this, all this y'all see now in the 20 years and all those hats got a story. It ain't always sunshine, right? Yeah. Hey man, it's been it's been some nights where I'm like, I tell my wife, man, look, I'm done. This we ain't gonna do it. But then here come a call of somebody that I talked to 3 months ago, man, we're ready to move forward on this, right? And so you just got to keep believing and keep believing in yourself and keep believing in the work that you do and the processes that you have, and it's gonna work out, man. It's gonna work out.
No, man, I appreciate you so much, man, because you've been so transparent and candid as far as your personal journey, how your family has influenced you. For those members of our audience that would like to meet, greet, and interact with you personally, get more information about your insurance products, or just learn more about the insurance space in general, when will the opportunity for the Prime Real Estate Network audience to get to interact with you, AJ, in the near future? Yeah,
we got a couple of things. My calendar link is always live on my IG, on my social media. It's live. You can go book an appointment with me anytime of the day. We can do it by Zoom. I got clients. We licensed in Texas, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, California. So you can talk to me anytime you want at your convenience. In the near future, I'll be at the golf tournament, Alvin Manville Chamber Golf Tournament in Pearland on Monday. I'll be out there. Tuesday, somebody near and dear to my heart, Brandy Brown, who's a college classmate of mine, Jones High School. She started a nonprofit. Yeah, they started a nonprofit, man. They celebrate the 25th year of the Hike Freedom Schools, which is a summer literacy program, man, and we've supported that from day one. They have the 25th anniversary celebration Tuesday at the El Dorado Ballroom. So I'll be there at 11:30. If you hadn't gotten a ticket or you want to look into that, look up Hike Freedom School. We'll be there. And what Larry alluded to earlier, if you so desire, you can catch me on the second Tuesday of every month at the Alvin ISD school board meetings. Yeah. So in my social capacity there. So I'm gonna be around. My office is in Pearland. I don't plan on, Lord willing, I don't plan on going nowhere no time soon. So reach out to me on Instagram, social media, wherever you like, or book some time on my calendar. I'll be happy to talk to you.
Yeah. Hey AJ, that the golf tournament, that's not the one that's hosted by the Boys and Girls Club out that way, is it?
No, that's Amber. Just text. They got one tomorrow. Amber Newman. Yeah. I think theirs is tomorrow. No, this is Alvin Manville Chamber. It's at Golf Crest on Monday at noon.
Okay. That's what I was thinking, because we had Amber on earlier this year, and she talked a little bit about the golf tournament. So that's coming out. So shout out to Amber Newman, alumni from the show too, man. So
for sure.
But like you said, all those hats. So AJ, if I could ask you a question, one last question before we get closed out. What is something that we didn't ask you that you think the people should know?
Man, I think as it relates to finances, man, I think people are so scared and hesitant to be transparent and real. But when it comes to how I operate, I'm not a fee-based advisor. So I don't ever want somebody to be reluctant to come book an appointment or sit down across the table from me because they think they're going to have to write a check at the end of the day just to sit down with me. Nah, man, I've been gifted with this information and this knowledge, and I'm going to share it as much as I can. But I need you to be transparent on the other side of it so I can give you some sound advice. I think if I could share that, you got to be honest about your situation, and you can't worry about what got you to this point. It's what are we going to do going forward? And you got to be willing to make a sacrifice. Like you said earlier, man, can I? And it's been, man, people look at where you are right now and they don't understand the journey it took to get there. Right. Oh man, you played ball. You got to go to SMU. Man, I put in work, man. You know what I'm saying?
Because regardless of all that, you still don't sit in that seat 30 years, 20 years later, having a 20-year anniversary if you didn't put in the work behind that desk that you're behind right now.
Come on.
So but, I employ it.
Yeah. man, don't be afraid to reach out. If I could tell everybody, man, don't be afraid to ask somebody for help. You know, it's a lot of folks in real estate, business, banking, construction. Go find somebody that's doing what you need help with and sit down and talk to them. Yeah.
Yes, indeed, man. So for guests that are out there, y'all that are catching the show live or maybe catching the show a little later, definitely reach out to my friend AJ, man. I guarantee it's going to be some wisdom there. And the thing behind it is you're not going to be sitting down with someone that's doing it fly by night. We're talking about over 20 years in this space and just want to give. He's a giver in his everyday life, not only with the family, but the way he gives back to the Alvin ISD. I had an opportunity to see it with my very own eyes. And so I tell you, this is something that you want to know. Don't be fearful. Go out and get the knowledge and then just put the plan together. Put the play together to figure out what's going to get you to the steps and the stages that you need to. And the sooner the better. Let's not think that we need to be 45 years old in order to do this. You can do this in your 20s, your early 20s. Get an ideal that you can figure this thing out and start putting in place so that you can have a longevity and a comfortable life, a life that you can start to give back at. Giving is everything.
No, absolutely, man. I want to thank you, Nuke, for sitting in with us, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's always a pleasure to have Proud Brothers of Cap Alpha Psi on the show. Keep Larry and I in the loop with you, brother, man. Anything that's going on, events, networking, things that you got going on, we would love to share the word to the audience. And if you ever want to sit in again, brother, you always got to see with us, man. Thank you so much, Nuke, for sitting in on the Prime Real Estate Network Live, and we look forward to speaking with you again in the near future.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate y'all, man.
Appreciate you, yo.
All right, AJ.
All right.
Already. Come on, Mr. Brooks. Man, look, this was a great episode, man. Just love to have AJ on the show, man. It's great to have a friend from so long ago that you've been able to see evolve as a businessman and entrepreneur, where you have like almost mirroring journeys, man. So how was it to have AJ on the show, and how you felt about the interview?
Man, it was amazing, man. And the thing is I invite people to take in the information and have a sit down, because I think a lot of times, and especially in our culture, we just feel like it's something that we can put off, something that'll happen later. But I've had the blessing through so many years of being an entrepreneur to sit in rooms where we didn't have our life insurance in place, or we didn't have things that could protect our families if anything happened. And just the biggest part about that is that I've watched other cultures, when something did happen, it didn't stop their life. It paused it. They paid the bills. And then next thing you know, they were able to pay off bills and take their family to a different type of level based off of something like that. So, you know, definitely you'll be seeing this on YouTube. You'll see this on other tracks. But we are real people talking real things. And when it comes to that, man, so definitely want to say how great the show was, and you know, the right type of energy and the right people talking on it, trustworthiness behind it.
No, that's live, man. It's a great interview. Want to give you an opportunity before we sign off this week. What's going on this weekend in the world of the Texas Real Estate King? Where you gonna be moving and grooving and being in the mix?
Yeah. It's October, man. It's birthday season, so I'm gonna be out and about, moving around, you know, speaking to people, shaking hands and receiving gifts. So if y'all got something y'all want to give, or better yet, like I said, I'm giving away a gift as well for you. Go ahead, go to my IG page, send me a DM. I'm giving away books, but again, they cost $39.95. But you know, go ahead and support your boy. That's my thing. So definitely appreciate y'all, man.
Oh, no, appreciate you. Appreciate the birthday shout outs in the comments, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's Libra season, man. We
It's
out here
Libra
getting
season.
it going as always, man. Look, on behalf of myself, Prime Real Estate Ric Davis, and the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, we want to thank Mr. A.J. Johnson III for sitting in with us. We want to thank the entire team over at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. We want to thank our super producer, Jay Joseph, on the ones and twos. And until next Thursday, here on Prime Real Estate Network Live, myself and Mr. Brooks hopes everyone in the audience will be safe and be blessed.
Be blessed.